Okay, I'm going to quickly take you through the control enclosure here. We have a dial on the side of the box for vibration. This is the intensity. Turning it clockwise turns it up. Over here you have your emergency stop. This is your on switch as well. Conveyor. This is to turn your conveyor on and off. Just try to focus this for you. Okay. This over here is your other vibration for your number 2 head, and this is your conveyor speed pot on the side. Over here is your Allen Bradley panel view. We have different modes in here. I'm going to just walk you through it real quick, and we're going to also provide you the manual. But we're going to start. You have the F keys, F1 through F3, F5, F7. F3 is manual operation, so let's go into manual operation F3. How you toggle around the panel view is you use these arrows right here, and these arrows to the right and left move that little blinker. See it go up and down there? It's going up now, and we're going to go down. Alright, so once you get to your spot, then you can go up or down on the arrow, and that will jog the, or that will move the actual thing that you're on. So right now, we're on head 2, agitation 2, and we're going to turn it continuously. You're going to hear it click on. We'll go to vibration, head 2. Again, I'm hitting the down arrow. I'm sorry, this is head 1. And then lift up, which is F5. Come over here. I'm hitting F5 right now. Okay. And then you can do your stops, which is F6. So when you're setting up in the beginning, you can manually change your bottles this way. It's the easiest way. Your bottle stops. And then we can jog the auger, which is F1. It's pretty quiet. And then we can switch heads, which is F3. If we want to go to head 2, we hit F3. Now we're on head 2, so we'll jog the auger. We're going to go to agitation, continuous. You can hear it. Vibration. Oops. Go down to vibration. Vibration. Your stops, which is F6, all the way down the line here. Lift up. And you also have your tamp stop, which is F8. This is your tamp station here. And you can set that up as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and see if we can tamp. That's just a small little mode there. I've got to hold it down for our manual mode. There again. Hold it down. One more time. That's the tamp station. Okay. Back into the main screen. We're going to go ahead into automatic operation. So right now we're in the run mode. You can see here this 2 pound filler 1, filler 2, that is your recipe that we selected. How to change the recipe, you're going to go into F8, which is recipe right there. You're going to hit F5, which is edit recipe here, so F5. Whichever one you want to do though, so F5 is edit recipe. And you can change recipes through edit recipe. Right now, again, we have our 2 pound, we call it our 2 pound fill. You can call it whatever you want. So here's your turns. This is your weight. This is your delay time. This delay right here is important for your different containers. So every recipe you have for your different containers will have a different time. The bigger the container, you're going to have more of a delay there. This is your motor RPM. 600 is typical. You can run it to 900 if you want. 600, I'd start with 600 first, but you can change it all the way up to 1200. But that's just blowing through the product. This is your Excel time. Right now it's 0.01. That's the time it takes for your servo to ramp up to full speed. Right now we're at 0.01. That's recommended. It can be a little slower than that if you want, but right now it's 0.01 to get the full speed. Right now I have my lift on. You can turn that off if you want. Again, just by any of this stuff is by toggling around with these buttons here. So you can go to your go to your lift. I'll just toggle to the lift. Let's see where we're at here. There we are. We're in the lift. You know, up and down on the arrow. Lift off is up on the arrow. The arrow down is lift on. So you turn your lift on or off. You have your agitation with fill, which is the blade turning as your auger turns, which we want to have continuous, as if you're really filling a huge container and never stopping, but you're not going to be doing that. So you have continuous, but we recommend with fill. This is your vibration. You can have your vibration on all the time if you want. Let me see if I can get to that. Let's see, we'll go all the way to, okay, there. And then you can go to your continuous mode. You can have your vibration off. You can turn any of this stuff off with fill or always on. So that's your recipe. You want to name it by going into that name, actually. So once you put that bar right in front of the 2-pound fill, you can hit enter and then name it whatever you want. You want to make sure that this recipe, which is right now it's 6, is the one you choose for the main screen. We're going to go ahead and F7 exit out of there. We didn't change anything. You can just go to the next recipe or previous recipe if you want. We're going to go ahead and hit F7, get out of there. To start, once you have your recipe set and everything's ready to go, you just hit F5 start. That will start the process. We're going to exit out of here, and we're going to go to F5 setup. So if we go into the F5 setup, there's 2 setup pages. This is F5. We have our max weight deviation. Right now we're set up at 20%, so if it's over that, we won't deviate off of that. There's Phil's average. Again, you can move these around for your different with the arrows. Phil's average every. You don't want to take every weight back, so they're averaging the say if you have 5 go across there, that's how many you want to average. As far as the max percent change, you want to go. How much of a change do you want to change at one point? Do you want to change? Say you're shooting for 454 grams and you're off by a couple grams. Do you want that to be 100% changed to be 454, or you might be under if you change it that much? So a lot of times you might change it from like 1 to 5%. It's kind of cool down here as the fillers can work independently of each other, how they're working now. Get to that bar. They can work independently of each other. You can do filler 1 only, filler 2 only, or you could do a double fill. So you can just fill half and half. We set it up independently. I think on all these things, it's just going to be the best way to do it, the fastest way, even on the larger bottles. So we're going to go back to independent. Oop, went the wrong way there. So back to independent. So we're going to F7 exit out of here. Go into F7. Excuse my shaking. You have agitation shut off, which is 1 minute. So if your agitators are on continuous mode, again, we recommend with fill. But if they were, and they were on for more than a minute, after you shut the machine down, the machine would shut down by itself. Low level delay, it's 2 seconds. So you have your level controls, which I'll show you when we go over. But the level controls are how much of a delay before it turns on. That's a lot of times it'll be anywhere from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. How quickly you want that Hotman to turn on after it senses it. Settle time is your indexing cylinders for how long you want that container to stay under the filler to settle down for vibrating. Tamp time is 2 seconds and tamp return time is 1.3 seconds. That's all in how long you want that tamp time to come down and how long you want it to come up. F1 is tamp enabled, so you don't have to have the tamp on, you can turn it off. We're going to hit F7 exit, and that's pretty much it. Again, when you go back to automatic mode, you're going to hit F5 start to start the process, which we showed you in the other video. All right, so we're going to take get off of the PLC and just kind of walk around the machine a little bit here. Up top here, you're going to have your servo motors are direct drive. They're Allen Bradley. They go straight down through the head casting. They're coupled in there. Inside the hopper is your servo shaft connected to an auger shaft, which then in turn comes down to your auger and funnel. You guys, you have similar fillers. You should be very familiar with the setup. There's the agitation blade inside as well. This is a level control. This is going to be a little newer for you. You're not going to need to touch it though. This is a tuning fork, so it sticks right down straight inside the hopper. We do have a baffle inside in the hopper. It's a straight plate coming down here, so when the product comes down, it's going to fill this hopper and then come up right to about there. It just helps out the servo. So the servos, they're pretty powerful motors, but we don't want to overwork them, so they last longer. So that baffle is inside the hopper there. You have your quick release clamps up here. You just take these off, and your bolt back here. You don't want to touch any of the hopper coupling bolts right here. This bolt loosens up the L bracket, and the whole hopper pulls down. These bolts here are for your funnel, and these will never loosen them up. They hold your hopper in place. So again, you don't want to touch these bolts right here on the top of the hopper coupling. Again, let me point to them right here, because that lines it up for you. And the bolts in behind the hopper support, that's always going to be in the same place. You have stainless side covers that are held in with bolts. Again, it's similar to what you have now. You have an agitation motor and gear reducer inside the filling head. The gear reducer is for that blade that sweeps the wall of the hopper. Up top here, they give you a nice gives you a nice tube that connects the feeders right directly to our duct. There's clamps that we don't have on there, but we're going to provide the clamps for you. Let's see, let's work our way. Let's keep working our way around here. And we want it to the back of the hopper. This is your servo drive, Allen Bradley servo drive. That's what's powering the servo motor. This is your motor starter and contactor for your agitation blade. So if that weren't working, that tripped out, that's your breaker for that. Just got some relays in there and stuff like that. Your power comes out of, let's see, power comes down over here. We're coming down out of this box here with the power, connecting this box as well. So that's your 220. We're just hooking it to a 220 cord. So you're setting up, you have your 220 for powering your machine, and then you have a 110 plug coming out of this main control box over here. Each machine gets a servo controller. Sorry. This is the back of your PLC, your panel view. I'm sorry. This is your PLC. It has all your inputs and outputs there. And if we ever have any questions or anything, this is where you'd come to see what's getting an input and what's getting an output. Your power supply over here. Pretty much just your switches and your terminals. That's kind of like work our way down here. This is your terminal strip. And inside the box, we're going to provide the wiring diagram for you. So we'll kind of work our way around here. So this is your conveyor. You're going to have on the backs here, these are your air cylinders, and they're on the bottom of the air cylinder. Let me see if I can get under there for you. Nope, I'm not getting it for you. There it is. You have one bolt, and there's two little pins. The pins go inside these guide rails. So just loosen that bolt up, and the cylinders slide back and forth through those pins. The guide rails are adjustable in and out with these guide rails. These little quick release guides. Your bottle press station here, we put another little guide rail section in here to kind of steady the bottle inside here and make sure we get inside the bottle. We have 3 or 4 of these sizes that are going to come with it in the box to tamp down with. All these have quick release, so you can go in, out, up, down with this bottle guide. Some more cylinders. You're going to have a no container, no fill photo eye at each fill station. Let's kind of work our way over here. This is your inline DC drive that powers your conveyor. You have a direct drive shaft going straight through the conveyor and pull on the sprocket, which in turn pulls your conveyor. Let's go underneath the machine now. So you have your jacks. This is jacked up pretty good because this is your biggest bottle we have. So it's right now it's pretty much almost up to the top for how far we're going to go. It can go a little further, but you're going to just loosen up this set screw back here on the back of the machine, and then this jack, just like you're jacking up your car, goes up and down. It's really nice, actually. The lift is over here. I'm going to go ahead and work my way around actually so you can see the front of this stuff. So give me a second. These are your little, this is your stainless steel door. You just take these off on either side, and then this gate will come down. Okay, I got the door off. I think I said the gate, it's the door. These are your regulators for your indexing cylinders and your lift. For head 2, here is your lift, and you have little adjusters here for the pressure of how fast you want to come up and down. And you have and on both lifts, both gauges. And inside here another junction box, lift bars, and that's pretty much it down here. There's another regulator and gauge here. Back here are some solenoids. So pretty much there's nothing really going to be touched down here except for your lift, if you ever want to adjust that for lifting up and down quicker or slower. Okay, I'm over here at the screw conveyor now. What we did, we ran all the wires for you guys. Still have some work to do, but almost there. We're adding plugs, so you can just, when you bring over the screw feeder, you can just plug it into the machine. Here's your little high-low feature, and again we're tying all these wires in for you, so you don't have to do anything. Here's your control box on the machine. This is that grate I was talking to you about the other day. Let's go in here. Let's see if I can show you some of the. You have a conveyor switch, number 1 on. Raising that actuator, conveyor start. You have a reverse. These are real simple machines. Turning on and off, and an emergency stop. Back here is your, as you can see, we're on a incline here, so it's lowered. You can get it through the door. You have your vibrator on the back. It's all tied in for you from us, and your caps for taking that screw off. Alright, this is kind of the feeder on the back side here, going up to the machine. And again, this is all raised up. Alright, so that's about it. Just go to the front of the machine here. So yeah, if you have any questions, give us a call. We'll provide the manual for you. Give us a call at 610-466-1440, and you can talk to anybody here in the service department. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.